Hello everybody and welcome to a game called After Hours. This is a visual novel about the Sun and Moon characters in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, where we are an employee. My name, just gonna keep it standard. Oh yeah, that looks about right to me. Puppet Man.
Hey, wake up. No sleeping on the job.
Let me make sure you guys can hear this. I jolt awake, a bright light in my eyes and someone's hand on my shoulder. While I block it out with my arm, Vanessa finally turns off her flashlight and lightly scoffs in annoyance. How long was I asleep at this table? Lowering my arm, I have a small toolbox in front of me, and my phone is resting where I had my head laid down. Its shape is probably imprinted onto my face right now.
Good lord, when was the last time you slept?
A week ago. Wow. That's a long time. Probably a week ago.
Very funny. Just get up and get started. I'll keep quiet if you just do your job, alright?
I really hope you guys can actually hear them. Yeah, sure.
Alright, get to it.
Vanessa walks off as I stand up and stretch, feeling my joints pop when I raise my arms above my head. Deciding not to waste any more time, I pick up my toolbox and phone before heading through the massive doors leading into the daycare. The daycare's bright lights and rainbow colors are practically blinding compared to the rest of the Pizzaplex. Or maybe I just haven't fully woken up yet. Time to get this over with. I open up a panel behind the desk and cringe at the mess of the wires in the wall. As much as I wish I could, I can't rush through this. I'll have to deal with each generator one at a time. Whatever, if it means I get to go to sleep sooner, I'll do it. Click to the end of each cable in the correct order to proceed. Oh! One. Do. Two. 3, 4. Standing back up, I stretch again, palms on my back as I let out a tired sigh. Oh, that is, until I hear the faint sound of what I think are gears and other mechanical bits turning, followed by something landing in the ball pit near the back. I'm pretty sure it's just the daycare attendant. After all, they should be the only other thing in here. And the small stage leading into their room is directly above the ball pit. Not that I know a lot about them. The staff hasn't said much. And since I'm still new here, I haven't even met them yet. Nor have I met the other animatronics like the Glamrocks or DJ. Most of the robots I've gotten acquainted with have been the staff bots all over the building. I start walking to the ball pit, scanning it for signs of movement as I stand on edge. That is until...
Hello?
Oh wow.
Hey there, friend. Oh, I don't remember seeing you around. Are you new here?
Something or someone jumps up in front of me, and I'm suddenly lifted off the ground. Oh, it's a strong boy. Before I can even answer, I notice his eyes turn a light blue color, scanning me. I'm stunned into silence, staring at the robot in front of me as he steps out of the ball pit, holding me from beneath my arms as if I weigh nothing. Can you put me down first?
Oh, sorry about that.
He was just a silly little guy. He finally puts me back down, though he makes sure I'm standing on both feet before letting go. Thanks, and yeah, I'm new here, just finishing up my first week actually.
Oh, and how's that been? Good, I hope.
Yeah, it's gone pretty smoothly so far. I start walking back to the desk, but the tall robot decides to follow me.
By the way, could you tell me your name? My name's Sun, but people come up with all sorts of nicknames like Sunny, Sunray, Sundew. Some of the kids even call me Sundrop, like the candy.
Oh, not gonna lie, I thought your name was Sundrop until now.
Oh, that's fine. A lot of people do that. And the name kinda stuck over time, which is fine by me.
Cool, my preferred name is Puppet Man, by the way.
Well, it's great to meet you.
I can't help but smile a bit, but duty calls, so I make my way to one of the computers on the desk. I can faintly see his face reflected on the screen as he watches what I'm doing.
What you need the light off for?
I have to test all of the generators in here to make sure they're working. Whoever messed with them last time left them a mess, so I have to do it one at a time.
Uh-huh.
Considering how wordy he's been so far, such a short answer tells me something is up. Then again, I just met the guy. I could be overanalyzing. Say nothing. I decide to leave it be for now.
I'll be right back. Gonna get something for you.
What? Why?
Just something to help carry you through the night. Judging by how many wires and generators you have to deal with, I have a feeling you might be here for a while.
Oh wow, how fun. Fair enough. Sun smiles before walking off somewhere. I put in the command to turn off the power in the daycare. The music once playing from the speakers on the ceiling comes to a halt, silence blanketing over the massive daycare as the computer screens become my only light source. Removing my flashlight from my belt, I turn it on as I start making my way towards the play structures, since that's where the generators are located for some reason. They're inside of like the kiddie play area. It's eerily quiet as I try finding the structure with the first generator. The lack of true ambience forces my footsteps to echo. The glowing red light of one of the generators enters my sight, so I continue on. Somewhere above me, I hear gears turning. I shine my flashlight towards the ceiling, only to see nothing there. Sun? I flinch at the noise, frantically shining my light to see what's there. That didn't sound like Sun. Sun, are you there? I've dropped my flashlight, and I'm sitting on the ground after stumbling back from being startled. In front of me is the robot I've seen on the Moondrop posters, giggling hysterically. He seems proud of himself. I sigh, pick up my flashlight, and get back up to continue what I was doing. Well, if I wasn't awake before, I definitely am now. He finally stops laughing after I say that. He makes a noise that sounds like he's clearing his throat before he starts to follow me.
Sorry for the scare. I couldn't help myself.
Sure. I take the first path into the play structure I see, hoping to find the first generator sooner rather than later.
You're going the wrong way.
He's not even like hostile, he's just annoying. Am I? I turn around, and he has his arms crossed as he leans against the structure.
Yeah, I could lead you to the generator if that would make you feel better.
I think about it for a second. If this guy's anything like Sun, hopefully he actually means what he says. Fine. I crawl back out of the structure, and he starts leading me to a different path. He clearly knows his way around, since we find the generator rather easily.
There you go.
He sits beside me as I go to turn it on, his glowing red eyes watching me as I do my job. Maybe it's just me, but don't you think those red eyes are kinda intimidating for a daycare attendant?
Yes, I've been told that before. It was a bug that made them look like this. But that's been resolved. The red eyes stuck, but they're not hurting anyone.
Fair enough, the red does look kinda cool with the blue and white.
Why, thank you.
I roll my eyes, a faint smile on my face. Now that I think about it, I never told you my name, did I?
I already know.
Oh, did Sun tell you?
In a way, we're technically the same.
What does that mean?
We are the same body. I mean, Sunny can still see and hear everything that's going on as we speak.
Huh. So he was in on the prank too?
Nope. He's still lecturing me for it.
Serves you right.
I was just messing with you.
What is
If you
happening?
want, I won't do it again. For now.
Do I get a choice for that? Oh, nope, don't. Moon laughs a bit, leaning back against the wall of the structure.
I do think you should continue with that job of yours, though.
Right, on it. Focusing back on the generator, I flip the switch and watch as the red light on the device turns green. Well, looks like that works. I flip it again before making my way back out of the structure, and I hear Moon following close behind. Standing up straight, I attach my flashlight to my belt before stretching my arms above my head. I sigh, arms dropping back to my sides as I go to turn the lights on from the desk. I hear the lights turn back on and the music of the daycare start playing as I turn around and flinch at the sight of Sun already there, smiling brightly.
Hello again!
Hey, so you two just switch out whenever you need to?
Nope, it depends on whether the lights are on or not. I'm in charge when the lights are on, and Moody's in charge when they're off. I still don't like that he decided to scare you, though.
Weirdly enough, the sight of him irritated with his arms crossed is weirdly endearing. Hey, don't worry about that, I'm over it. Sun just pouts, turning his head away from me. I smile at the sight. Why do they keep the generators in there anyway? Don't you think it would be kind of dangerous to keep the generators in the place kids would be playing in?
Oh, well, that's just a temporary thing. They've kind of been out of commission, so thankfully they couldn't hurt anyone anyway.
If these robots know so much about it, why didn't they just fix the generator? And when exactly are these things getting moved? Sun looks like he's about to respond, but goes silent for a minute. I can literally hear the gears turning in his head. He just shrugs. Well, isn't that reassuring? I turn back to the desk so I can keep track of my progress. On it is a short checklist to keep track of how each generator is working. I start looking around for a pen when Sun sticks his hand in front of my face, holding one with a cute little dinosaur on the cap. Nice.
Here you go.
Oh boy. I smile at the gesture, taking the pen so I can mark my progress. Thanks. Alright, here we go again. I go back to the cables, sighing at the tangled mess I still have to deal with. Oh no, again? This one. Looks like two is down here. This one. This one. And this one. I stand up and take a look at my work. Time to do it all again, I guess. As I go to turn the light off again, I hear music blasting from somewhere else, which is weird since usually the radio is off when the Pizzaplex is closed for the night. Any idea what that music is?
That's the DJ. Oh, he makes his own music, so it's out of the ordinary to hear it during the night when everyone's gone home. I'd love to be friends with him, but I'm too busy to leave this place most of the time.
Really?
Yep.
When was the last time you've left this place?
Okay, well, technically I've never left.
Never
But
left.
every hour when the power gets rerouted, Mooney goes on patrol around the Pizzaplex to make sure we don't get any intruders.
Huh. I see.
He says the DJ makes for good company.
I rub my eyes, feeling my lack of sleep catching up with me again. The stress of a new job is really taking a toll on my sleep schedule, I think. Why do they need Moon to patrol the place? Intruders. These are both valid questions. Intruders?
Mostly just robbers or little punks that don't know better.
People robbing the Five Nights at Freddy's pizza place.
Usually Moon's able to catch them before they get far.
I let out a yawn as I go back to the computer. That's cool. Switching the lights off, the daycare once again descends into mostly silence. I hear gears whirring behind me as Moon hums slightly.
Still tired?
Obviously, yeah.
I thought so.
I hear Moon step away for a minute. Yawning again, I take my flashlight off my belt as I start to approach the play structures, stopping once I'm a few feet away from the desk. I wait for Moon to come back, since I have a feeling I'll get lost if he doesn't help me with finding the other generators. Hearing the sound of gears whirring above me, I point my flashlight towards the ceiling. He's easier to find this time, probably because he's not trying to startle me again. He lowers himself to the floor, a long cable hooked into his back. Onto his back from the ceiling. So that's how he flies around the place. There you are.
Here, take this.
He holds out an already opened soda can for me to take. A grape flavored fizzy fast to be specific. Thanks. I'm not sure if I would trust the already pre-opened soda from the Robot Man.
No problem. Sonny meant to get it for you earlier. But I had something different in mind.
He has a smug grin on his face. Yeah, you decide to scare me half to death. I roll my eyes as I take a long sip of the carbonated heart attack in a can. I've never heard someone describe a can of soda as carbonated heart attack in a can.
Come on. Live a little.
Checking the watch on my other hand, I see it's already nearing 1 in the morning. For the hour I've spent awake, I've gotten surprisingly little done. Great. You want to help with the other generators or what? Moon's expression didn't change. He just stares at me for a moment before speaking.
You look exhausted.
I am exhausted.
Shouldn't you take a break then?
I take another sip of soda, raising an eyebrow. And do what?
Well, I have my hourly patrol to take care of. You could always head along.
You know, I feel like if I was really exhausted and I was at work, and then they were like, come do this thing that's not your work so that you can get out of work later, I would not do it. But I'm intrigued by the hourly patrol. You know what? Yeah, sure. Just as long as Vanessa doesn't see me, I guess. Moon's smile grew ever so slightly at my statement, but seemed like more of a genuine smile than his gremlin look from earlier.
I doubt that'll happen. The pizza place is a big place, so the chances of her running into us are rather small.
I know, but still,
Trust me, it won't happen.
I'm trusted.
Besides, you need to take it easy for a while. You look like you're ready to pass out.
I'd love to, if I didn't have a job to do. The cable still attached to his back. Moon hovers ever so slightly above the ground before approaching me.
Not right now, you don't.
Without another word, Moon wraps his arms around my torso before the cable lifts him up, at least 40 feet above the ground. That's pretty high. Holy! Panicked, I cling on to him as I stare at the ground far beneath us. Moon doesn't seem to react, simply navigating through the air, carrying me with him.
Don't worry, I won't drop you.
You better not. Moon clearly knows this place like the back of his hand, because it only takes around a few minutes for us to reach the atrium, with the giant holograms of the Glamrocks still active despite the Pizzaplex being closed for the night. We pass over a few security bots who pay us no mind. Occasionally one will look up at us, and then continue on with the same blank expression as every other bot. Eventually, I get used to being so high off the ground. Moon says nothing as he scans the area for intruders, thankfully seeing nothing out of the ordinary. So we can fly around the entire building. Moon lands on a railing on the third floor of the atrium, likely about to change directions and head somewhere else. That is, until an alarm starts blaring from one of his speakers and he suddenly turns to look in a different direction. Hopping off the railing, Moon sets me down before hovering off the ground again.
Stay here. One of the staff bots alerted me to an intruder.
No way. Gregory? Before I can get another word in, Moon leaves, pushing off the railing to give himself a boost as he flies off. Sighing, I look up when I see another staff bot looking at me, seemingly confused. Just guessing by the way it stops and tilts its head when it sees me. It's hard to tell what these guys are thinking when they basically can't emote. Okay. You'll tell me if Vanessa's nearby, right? You saw nothing. Are we hiding from Vanessa? Because they're our boss and we're slacking. I don't think the robot's gonna say anything. Just, yeah, you saw nothing. I point at the bot. You saw nothing. The bot says nothing. It does not respond. Probably because it has no mouth. I nod in understanding before going to sit in one of the booths at El Chips. Staring at the menu on the other side of the small restaurant, I remember something important. I haven't eaten anything since what, this morning? Maybe that's also why I feel so out of it. If only I could inhale the pictures of food on the wall. I try the next best thing and search behind the counter for basically anything that's edible. I find an unopened bag of nachos. Good enough. I head back to the booth, opening the bag of chips and eating my makeshift lunch. Peering back into the atrium, the bot isn't there anymore. From where I'm sitting, it looks like the number of staff bots around seems pretty sparse in general. Maybe they're gone to wherever Moon is. Not that I know where he went anyway. I don't think much of it, simply continuing to fuel up on chips while listening to the droning ambience of the many bright lights in the atrium. I can feel my ears ringing from the silence. That and the sound of me eating the chips alone becomes deafeningly loud. They're putting a lot of detail into this scene where it's like empty restaurant, you're eating a bag of stale nacho chips or whatever. Maybe I somehow got used to the daycare's non-stop music loop already. It feels strangely empty here without it. The lack of ambience is almost unbearable. Standing up. Ugh. Sorry, I'm yawning. Standing up, I go throw away the now empty chip bag. One hand on my head as my vision goes blurry for a moment, as if I stood up too fast. Walking back to the railing, I lean against it, looking down and squeezing my eyes shut as I try to quell this nauseating feeling. When I open them again, my vision is still fading in and out. And is it just me, or does my vision seem weirdly red? Stumbling back, I look around for one of the staff bots for help, disoriented by whatever's happening to me. What is happening to you? But instead of a staff bot, what I vaguely see approaching me from the right is a gray humanoid silhouette and two bright red eyes fixated on me. So we got Vanny, intruder. Startled, I make a run for the stairs, hoping to find a staff bot somewhere nearby. My vision still hasn't fixed itself. In fact, it's gone worse, as I misstep and tumble down the first short flight of stairs. Yeah, that'll make you dizzy. I force myself back up, using the railing for support before something grabs the back of my shirt. Fight back, hold on to the railing. I don't know if this is a big decision or not. I'm gonna save. We're gonna fight back. I let go and try to swing at whoever grabbed me, missing due to my disorienting vision. I bump into the other railing before being dragged up the stairs by one of my arms, my attacker having an iron grip on it. Looking up, I see someone clad in a gray rabbit costume, bright red eyes staring down at me with an eerily large, unmoving black grin. Let go, you bastard. The sound of my voice is completely drowned out by the strange sound in my ears. The face of the person fading in and out as my sight continues to worsen by the second. I feel like my head is splitting open from the noise. I can't even try to orient myself. Reduced to a rag doll, it gets harder and harder for me to try and escape as I'm dragged back into L chips. I helplessly try to grab at the tile floor, but to no avail. The ringing is overpowered by the sound of my own heart pounding in my head at this point. We're so helpless. We're so helpless against Vanny. Vanny's like just 10 times stronger than us or something. We're nearing the kitchen at the back of the small restaurant, blocked off by a metal door. I'm running out of time. I try kicking my attacker, but they seem unfazed, using just one arm to drag me back. Their other hand wields a large kitchen knife. They're going to kill me. They're going to drag me into the kitchen and kill me. Where's Vanessa? Does she know what's happening? Would she be able to find us? Would I be dead and buried before anyone even knew I was gone? I'm just barely able to cling onto the corner of the counter, trying to buy whatever time I can. Call for help. I try calling for someone, anyone to help me, unsure if I can even be heard as my grip on the counter starts to slip. Call for a staff bot. We got a call for Moon. My attacker has both arms on the back of my shirt and is pulling hard. One of my hands slips over from the counter. I can't hang on much longer. I'm going to die. Call for Moon. Moon! Moon, help me, please! My hand slips from the counter and I'm dragged back. I'm practically clawing at the floor, but the costumed stranger yanks me back before pushing open the door to the kitchen and throwing me in. There's no lights on in here, so I'm almost completely drowned in darkness as I land on the cold tile floor, save for the small beam of light coming from beyond the door. Looking behind me, I see that bit of light start slipping away as the attacker's silhouette starts to merge with the darkness, their red eyes being the only thing I see, and probably the last thing I'll see. The beam of light from beyond the door floods back into the room, and the gray rapid is nowhere to be seen. My vision finally starts to clear up as I look towards whatever landed nearby. A different pair of red eyes looks back at me and lunges in my direction. I scurry backward, panicked, until two familiar, robotic arms grab me, pulling me back out of the kitchen and into the atrium. I can finally see clearly, and the ringing noise is completely replaced by my racing heartbeat. I stare out into nothing, even as I'm carried into the air. Flying back from the atrium to the daycare, Moon's grip on me is so strong that he's on the verge of crushing my spine. That's it went from like a moment where I'm being saved to now a moment where I'm being having my spine crushed. He finally starts to slow down as we pass over the daycare wall, the once eerie silence hanging over us. He makes a smooth landing on the floor, the cable on his back unhooking and retreating back into the ceiling as I'm placed on the ground. He doesn't let go though. It almost feels like his arms are shaking, or maybe that's me. I can't see his face. He's slouched in a way where my head is almost resting on his shoulder, and he's staring at the floor. His arm finally loosened, as if he just let out a relieved sigh before letting go of me. I myself can't find words for what just happened. Whenever I open my mouth to speak, my mind completely blanks. Instead, I drop to the floor. My fight or flight is still kicked in and my hands are shaking uncontrollably. Moon's expression darkens slightly. Does he want to say something? His faceplate turns slightly, and he walks over to something on the floor a few yards away. He silently picks it up and returns it to me. My flashlight. I'm pretty sure I can hear his fans revving up, and he looks like he's deep in thought. He sits down in front of me, resting his faceplate on the palm of his hand.
Did she hurt you at all?
I fidget with the flashlight a bit. Battery's dead. I fell down the stairs. They dragged me up the stairs. I think I hit my head on a railing. Um, Almost.
I'm sorry for not being there sooner.
He said that so quietly. Um, Damn. Why am I gonna blame him? It's fine.
You could have died.
Well, I didn't. You still showed up quickly enough that it didn't happen, so.
Barely.
Why do you care so much anyway? I basically just got here and, well, you barely know me. Whoa. Why would I ask that?
This is my job.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't just look after the kids. Everyone that steps into the building is my responsibility. And that includes you.
Moon suddenly gets back up and walks over to the massive doors by the desk. Where are you going?
Locking this place up. Whoever attacked you is still in the building. I can't leave you alone here to go deal with it.
Huh.
And bringing you with me is too risky.
I watch as Moon moves various objects in front of the door, from desk chairs to smaller play structures, basically anything decently heavy enough to barricade the door. So he thinks that Vanny is an intruder even though Vanny is Vanessa. Can't you just lock it?
Already did. But I'm not taking any chances.
Eventually, I'm able to stand up again and go over to the charging dock by the desk to recharge my flashlight. Puppet Man.
I'm guessing you'd rather get out of here sooner than later, right?
Yeah, kind of. Some lady in a rabbit onesie almost murdered me, so
Right.
that's pretty valid.
Well, if you want to keep going with the generators, just say the word.
Right. I remove my flashlight from the charging dock, and sure enough, it works. I turn it on and point it back at the structures. Shall we? Moon nods, and we waste no time finding the next generator. Thankfully, it works just fine now. With that over with, we go back to the desk to turn the lights back on. Speaking of, I wonder how Sun's taking all of this. Moon did say they can both see and hear everything happening, right? Even if they're not the one piloting the robot body? I catch a glimpse of the time as I'm turning the lights back on, 2 a.m. The daycare is slowly lit up, and as usual, the music comes back on. Even with the cheerful music, the mood remains heavy as ever. However, I'm given no time to think as I'm spun back around by a very worried Sun, frantically checking me for any injuries.
Oh my gosh! Are you sure you're okay? You poor thing! You must have been so scared! Oh, I'm sorry we weren't there sooner. If only we knew, we would have.
Let's hit him with the don't worry, I'm okay. Sun, don't worry about it, I'm okay. Sun still looks guilty. He continues to check my arms and torso to see if I'm hurt. But at least he isn't pulling me around like a rag doll.
I have to worry. Keeping everyone safe here is my job. If I can't protect one person, then...
... Sun is visibly distraught, his razor practically drooping. Seems that didn't help much. Calm him with words, calm him with a hug. Continue with your job. We will hug the Sun robot. It's a bit of a reach considering how tall he is compared to me even when kneeling. But I manage to wrap my arms around Sun's torso, hoping that'll calm him down. Sun doesn't say anything, but instead hugs me back, his internal fans getting much louder. He has one arm around my torso, and one hand softly holding the back of my head. It's a gentle hug. It feels safe. We say nothing for a few minutes. I was trying to calm him down, but I accidentally skipped it. Anyway, no wonder they're trusted with kids. Even as an adult, I feel an odd sense of security around them. Considering what just happened, it feels nice. Question?
Huh?
Huh? What was Moon alerted to anyway?
Oh, a little boy snuck in to see Freddy again.
He seems irritated when he says that. Again.
Yeah, this isn't the first time the little role breaker snuck in here.
Gregory. Something tells me that security isn't as strict as you would think, though if a kid managed to sneak in more than once. But if he just wants to see Freddy, then I don't really see a problem with it. It's not like the kid's hurting anyone, and I doubt Freddy's gonna let him get in trouble. He seems almost playfully bitter. What did this kid even do? Maybe I should ask later, though I have to keep going with the generators. I don't get very far, though, before I'm suddenly picked up by Sun. What the? Where are we going? Sun manages to carry me with one arm, using the other one to move various other objects in front of the massive doors.
Making sure no one's getting in here.
Can't you put me down, though?
No! After all that, there's no way I can leave you on your own now. What if that person finds you here and we're not around?
Sun, we're in the same room. If that person somehow got in, I'm pretty sure you'd notice. Looking up at Sun's face, I noticed a long cable lower from the ceiling and hook onto Sun's back.
You heard Moon. We're not taking any chances.
No chances. We suddenly jerk upward, and I'm lifted into the air along Sun, albeit much faster and more recklessly than Moon. Hey, at least let me call Vanessa first. I don't think she even knows about that freak, since the staff bots didn't react at all.
Oh, gosh, you're right. Okay, but we're making it quick.
Sure thing. Sun suddenly changes directions in the air as we start heading back towards the desk. However, I think Sun tried dropping from this height way too early, as we basically start free falling towards the ball pit. So Sun is not giving you that romantic fly around treatment that Moon was giving you. Oh shit. Oh my god. Yeah, I'll save over this one. I don't even know. Yeah, we're gonna let go of the Sun. I can't grab on the Sun in time, and I fall straight into the ball pit. Not the softest landing, but at least I didn't snap my neck in half.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'll get you out of there.
Sun, how could you? You're so clumsy. It's not like I had a choice in that, you know. It's not like I can really move anyway. I'm practically buried in the ball pit, once again shaking from adrenaline. I hear Sun lowering himself into the ball pit and whirring off the cable as it goes back up to the ceiling. The ringing of the bells on Sun's wrists get louder as he manages to make his way over to me, grabbing both my arms and pulling me out.
Are you okay? You're not
How
hurt,
deep is
are
that
you?
ball pit? Normally ball pits are like 2 feet deep. And again, he starts checking me over to make sure I'm not hurt. I lightly grab his wrists. I'm fine. Sun still looks upset as his rays start spinning and he puts his hands on his face in distress.
But I should have been more careful.
Son, calm down. I'm still in one piece, aren't I?
Yes, but
Then calm down, please. Sun's rays gradually stop spinning, and he pauses in a way that looks like he's taking a deep breath. I give Sun a minute before I decide to speak again. You want to get out of the ball pit now?
yeah.
I can't tell if he's upset or embarrassed at what just happened as we exit the ball pit and make the walk back to the desk.
That's kind of why I don't use the cable, funnily enough. I usually just leave it to Moon.
Bro, it's a skill issue. You gotta train that, I guess. I don't know. Oh, really? Actually, I kind of get it now. Not to diss you or anything, but Moon seemed to know what he was doing, I think.
Yep, he has a lot more time to practice because of patrols, plus being active whenever the kids are sleeping.
So, he doesn't go free falling and end up tangled in the cable?
Well, no, but I could do it just as well.
Not doubting that using your time. You wanna try it again then? I can keep a timer for you. Yeah, you just need more time. I won't see you do it again. Hey, I'm not doubting that at all. You just need more time to practice. You tried your best, so I can't really be mad. Sun smiles sheepishly, his rays spinning a bit.
Well, I'm happy you think so.
How he manages to be this endearing is beyond me. He really is as sunny as his name. I can't hold back a smile as I go to pick up my phone from the desk. Glancing back at Sun, I pull up Vanessa's contact on my phone and hold it out for Sun to take. You want to call Vanessa for me? I can work on the next generator in the meantime.
Yes, please.
Sun wastes no time grabbing the phone and calling Vanessa, and I leave him to it as I go to sort out the next mess of cables. Oh boy. Do 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 do. Okay. 3, 4. Standing up straight, I stretch my arms over my head as I glance back at Sun on the phone. He has the device held in front of him, probably on speaker mode, and he seems concerned? Not that I was really paying attention to what he was doing just now.
There's no need for that. I'm sure you'll see what I mean if you look at the cameras. Maybe not right now, but whenever you have the time.
He's waving his other hand in front of him nervously, and his rays have shrunk a little bit. What did Vanessa say to him? Sun glances over at me for a moment before Vanessa starts talking again, and he sets his attention back on the phone.
If something really did happen, the staff box would have let me know.
Ah,
But what if they don't?
That shouldn't be possible. I believe that if it was just one bot, but there's no way that many of them would just stop working out of nowhere.
Well, what if they didn't think the person was dangerous?
Fine, that's not possible. They're supposed to go off if they see someone that shouldn't be here. Look, I don't want to completely remove what you're saying, but what you're telling me just doesn't add up. I'll ask him about it later. I have to go check on the kitty.
before Sun can respond, Vanessa hangs up. His arms drop in defeat as I make my way over to him, and he grabs back the phone. She didn't believe you?
I don't think so.
But you told her that I got attacked. That should be enough proof for her.
Yeah, but she's saying there's no way someone could have got in without getting spotted by staff bots.
Maybe, we should have done the talking on that one. Ugh. Staff bots were completely unresponsive, though. Not that Vanessa would believe that, it seems.
But she thought maybe I was hallucinating a rabbit we used to have here. When I told her the person was dressed like a rabbit.
What?
Yep, I tried telling her that it was real since you were there, and
There used to be a rabbit here?
yeah. I don't know much about him other than his name was Bonnie.
Oh,
He was one of the
Bonnie.
Rocks.
Okay, that makes sense. Huh?
Yeah. The others don't really like to talk about it, so
I guess that's something else we can ask Vanessa about later.
maybe.
Remembering what I'm supposed to be doing, I put my phone back in my pocket and go to the computer to shut off the lights for the third time. Halfway there. Glancing at the little digital clock in the corner of the screen, I keep a mental note of the time. 3 a.m. I sigh, not wasting any more time in turning the lights off, watching as the room dims around me. My only source of light are the screens and the little charging station on the wall. Yawning, I step back from the computer. I know I have to hurry up and get this done, but now that my adrenaline is starting to wear off, I don't know if I can. I sigh and glance back at Moon, who's giving me a knowing look.
Feeling tired again.
You know, yeah, pretty tired. Yeah, probably a mix of the adrenaline and sugar starting to wear off, I think. Maybe I was hallucinating the rabbit after all. I smile slightly at my joke. Moon, however, seems less than amused, giving me a deadpan stare. I clear my throat, reading the room and taking my flashlight back out. I take my flashlight back out, making my way a few steps past the desk. However, when I look back at Moon, I notice the cable lowering behind him. He points a finger at me as he starts hovering off the ground.
Stay there. I'll be right back.
With that, he leaves, the cable allowing him to maneuver over the barriers of the daycare and disappear. Shrugging and lowering my flashlight, I stay put. Not like I was going anywhere anyway. I eventually decided to sit on the floor with my legs crossed and my chin resting on my palm. Since I have nothing better to do, I look around at my surroundings. Several towers of stacked foam cans, the sparkling floor, and large cutouts of the glam rock animatronics that decorate the place. For a place that's full of kids during the day, it's weirdly organized. Probably because of Sun. He did say that he never left this place, and I can imagine keeping it looking nice is a big reason why. I can't help but feel kinda bad though. Sun and Moon's entire lives are in this daycare. I know they have each other, but I can't imagine spending all my time in such a small area. My train of thought is cut off when a pair of red eyes peer at me just beyond the barrier. I sigh, pushing myself back up. There you are. Moon, are we gonna... A loud ring hits my ears, and I jump, dropping my flashlight. What? Covering one of my ears with one hand, I try to pick it back up, and a familiar red haze overlays my vision. With it now back in my hands, I point it in the direction of the eyes. However, they disappear as quickly as they came, and the noise in my ears fades into nothing in the subtle ambience within the daycare. Alright, my arms drop to my sides. I hear the familiar sound of gears and robotics. When I look up, Moon is already re-entering the daycare. I'm not even sure if what I saw was real, or my mind playing tricks on me due to stress. Let's see, we haven't slept in a week. It's like 3 in the morning. The lights are off. Might be hallucinating. Either way, I try taking deep breaths to calm down my rapidly beating heart as the Moon approaches me, the cable unhooking from his back and retreating back up.
I wanted to do a quick check around the daycare, just to keep an eye on things. Also, I brought you this.
He gives me an opened can of Fizzy Faz, and although reluctantly, I take it. Another soda, so nothing out of the ordinary. That reminds me of the Nick Cage movie Willy's Wonderland. It's like every hour he like slams an energy drink.
So far, no.
That's good. He stares at me for a moment as I take a long sip of the soda. Somehow it tastes even sweeter than normal.
Did something happen while I was away?
Hmm?
Your heart's racing.
Tell him the truth. I saw the bunny. Well? Moon's expression softens as he waits for me to answer. I was over here, waiting for you to come back. And over there. I point to where I saw them, just past the barrier. I saw these red eyes. I thought it was you at first, but then I started hearing this loud noise. Moon's eyes widened slightly. It was the same thing I heard when that rabbit lady attacked me, so Moon looks to where I'm pointing and takes a few steps towards it.
Did it look like she was trying to get in?
Looked like she was already in, I thought. I don't know. She was just there. And right before you showed up, she just, well, vanished. I can hear Moon's internal fans getting louder.
Hopefully, that means she can't get in here.
Yeah, that would be nice.
The fact that she knows you're here isn't good, though.
You don't say. I take another long drink of the soda, using my other hand to point my flashlight towards the structures. Shall we now? Moon tilts his head at me.
Shouldn't you give it a minute?
Why?
I don't think trying to work with this level of stress is a good thing.
I'll be fine. I've managed the past 12 hours on like 10 minutes of sleep. I'll live.
I can't say I'm surprised. Don't tell anyone I said this, but the people in charge of this place are known to splurge.
I think it just read the text box for the next one. Anyway, Moon gives me a bewildered look, sighing in annoyance. Look, just let me deal with this one generator, and after that, maybe I'll take it easy for a bit. Moon raises an eyebrow, clearly not entirely believing me. Promise? Lie promise? I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even remember what I'm promising him. That I'm gonna take it easy? Yeah, that's fine. Promise. I begrudgingly give in, for now. Moon sighs, before nodding his head at the structures, motioning for me to follow him as he leads me to the next generator. I set the soda can on the ground by the structures before I follow Moon in. He plops down next to the generator, looking over at me.
Go on.
I nod, putting my flashlight down so I can test the generator. The machine's LEDs turn green as the mechanisms come roaring to life. Good, no problems. I do notice that my hand holding the switch is shaking a bit, though. More than normal.
Something wrong.
What?
You're just staring at it.
Oh. I switch the generator back off and pick up my flashlight before making my way back out of the structure. After picking up the soda can I left on the ground, I wait a moment for Moon to follow, lightly tapping my foot on the ground. Moon stands back up, albeit still slouching, and gives me a concerned look.
Are you sure you're alright?
Yeah? Why? Moon points at my hand, holding the flashlight. I didn't realize it, but I'm gripping the other thing way tighter than I thought. I loosen my hand on it as I start walking back to the desk.
See why I told you to take a break now?
I roll my eyes. Yeah. Anyway. Moon stays silent, leaning back against the desk as I put down the soda and turn the lights on. I mark my progress and turn my flashlight off, watching his son sits on the desk, lightly kicking his legs back and forth.
So, break time.
I sigh. Oh, break time. Oh. I can't. I have to finish this. Oh.
Hey, you said you'd take a break after that one.
Sorry, but I can't keep dragging this out. Oh, break time. Oh.
Come on, please.
I make my way to the cables on the floor, being extra careful as I go to sit down since my hands are still shaking a lot. Oh my god. One. This one.
No,
What the? Son suddenly grabs my wrist and practically drags me away from the wall.
you're shaking. It's not safe to do that now.
Okay, I thought I got it wrong. Technically, he's not wrong. Hell, I'm practically vibrating. You sure that was a soda and not an energy drink that Moon gave me? I notice Sun's rays are shrinking a bit and he's avoiding eye contact. Sun? Sun, what did you do?
Okay, maybe I put some sun drops in the drink. I thought it would help.
What are sun drops? He says it so fast that his words start blending together, but I can still understand him. Seriously?
I'm sorry.
He drugged me? Sun lets go of my wrist, staring at the ground like a kicked puppy. Uh-huh. I try to go back to the cables, only for Sun to drag me over to the desk again. Sun, really?
I know I messed up, but messing with cables and machines with shaky hands isn't safe.
Oh, I'll be fine. It's not a big deal, I'll be fine.
No, you might get electrocuted.
No. It's not that dangerous. Let me back in there. Sun doesn't say anything for a moment before suddenly picking me up. What?
1 second.
I notice the cable lowering. Oh god. Oh lord, not again. Sun, no.
I'll be careful this time.
The cable lifts up off the ground, much more slowly this time. Okay, he isn't messing around this time. Since he's not rushing, the ride isn't nearly as reckless. We're only in the air for a few moments before Sun steps onto the small balcony that leads into his room. Okay, why are we here?
Just a precaution. That's all.
Sure. Taking a good look at the room behind us, it feels oddly lonely compared to the daycare. There's a small staircase leading into the space, which is only faintly illuminated by the bright fluorescent lights behind us. There's some fairy lights strung to the wall, but several of the bulbs are broken or dim. The floor is wooden and looks like it hasn't been swept in ages, and there's various random objects strewn around the floor: plushies, stools, foam shapes, and other things. In the corner next to a small chair is a broken staff bot, its body mangled and its head ripped off. I hear Sun give a nervous chuckle, clearly noticing me staring at his, well, less than colorful living space.
Welcome to my room.
Ask why it's messy, ask why it's dreary. You know, I'm gonna ask him why it's so depressing in here. Huh? For someone so happy, this place feels sad. That's such like a dick move. I don't mean that as an insult or anything. Just the vibe I'm getting. Yeah.
No, I get that. Normally we don't get visitors. We're so busy that we never really considered it.
Huh?
Well,
Sun goes and plops down onto a single beanbag chair in a corner of his room, or the room.
whatever you want to do up here, feel free.
Okay. I look around a bit, seeing if anything in particular catches my eye. One corner is covered in various drawings, most likely from the kids Sun and Moon look after on a daily basis. There's also a few messy rag dolls and other things made to look like them, placed neatly on a small table. In another corner, what appears to be a hole in the wall leads into another room. My eyes land on Sun again. The damaged staff bot rests in his lap, and he tries to reattach its head. He doesn't even seem to notice me watching at all. Seeing how careful he's being with it makes me wonder how that bot got up here in the first place. But maybe I should leave that question for later. Ask about the drawings, investigate the small room. Let's investigate. The hole in the wall is just big enough for me to crawl through. Dust greets me on the other side. Lots of dust. Dreading the oncoming sneezing fit, I take a quick look around the small room. Some glam rock drawings occupy the wall, boxes cover the floor, and clothing racks join the drawings. There's also a random wooden board. Is this a spare storage room or something? What catches my attention the most, though, is a Soul arcade machine in the far left corner. It's really dusty and looks like it hasn't been touched in decades. Above the screen reads the title of the game, Balloon World. Despite the game clearly being abandoned for the while, the screen still flashes between the leaderboard and a screen reading Insert Coin in a pixel font. I don't have my wallet on me right now, otherwise I would give the game a try. Maybe I can return before I leave if I have the time. For now, there's not much else to see here. However, as I make my way back through the hole in the wall, I notice that the lights in Sun and Moon's room are out. Actually, scratch that. They're just gone.
The lights burned out.
I jump slightly, turning to see Moon right next to me, holding the coiled up lights as he goes to sit in the beanbag chair. Oh,
I can't say I'm surprised. Don't tell anyone I said this, but the people in charge of this place aren't known to splurge.
nah, I'm not arguing with you. Probably get paid 15 an hour.
I will give them some credit, though. If it weren't for them being so stingy, I might not even be here right now.
What?
Remember that bug you've been mentioning?
I nod. Moon leans back in the chair a bit, facing the ceiling.
If you want, I can tell you some things.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. It would definitely explain some things. Like how Moon got the red eyes, and why the generators are in the play structures. I nod before dragging a small cushion a bit closer to where Moon is and sit down.
Where do I start?
Well, is that why they closed the daycare? How did you deal with it? How did you deal with it? How exactly did you deal with that bug?
I'd say Sun was the one left to deal with it. The lights in here we kept on at all times, meaning Sunny was always active.
Ah,
As for me, I wasn't in full control of myself.
so the bug mainly affected you?
Technically. However, I would be lying if I said Sun wasn't affected at all. While the staff was using the generators to deal with me, Sun was left on his own for a while. I won't go into detail, but can't imagine what it felt like for him. Sun would go weeks without seeing anyone, while still having me to deal with.
He sighs, arms spreading out onto the floor as he stares at the ceiling.
I should have thought it was the bug harder than I did.
Huh. Well, that certainly clears some things up. I don't know how you would have fought a computer bug, but it still doesn't answer everything. I still have no idea what exactly the bug did to Moon, but from what I can tell, it sounds pretty bad. Probably just made him aggressive. You know, Five Nights at Freddy's, Buy of 87, I don't know. Then, how the bug came about in the first place is still a mystery to me. Maybe now isn't the time to ask. You weren't in control? Well, you weren't in control of yourself, right?
No, I wasn't, but
And stop being so hard on yourself. I'd say you're more than making up for it now, and I think Sun agrees with me.
yeah, he does.
Exactly. A small smile creeps onto Moon's face as he sits up. I think since I keep seeing the moon thing, or the affection meter, I'm assuming, I think I'm probably gonna get the moon ending.
If only the rest of the staff were just as nice. How are you feeling now?
What?
Is all the extra sugar starting to wear out?
I completely forgot about that, even though that's why we were up here in the first place. I've stopped shaking, which is definitely a good sign. Yeah, I think so.
Alright then.
Moon gets up and walks to the balcony as the cable lowers to his level.
Ready to continue?
Yeah, one sec. Checking my phone for the time and any new notifications, I push myself up off the floor, one hand on the curtain-covered wall for support. However, I feel something stick to my palm when I pull my hand away. Peeling it off with my other hand, I realize it's a piece of paper that's likely been taped to the wall. What catches my eye, though, is one word written in bold black letters. Missing. I don't get a good look at the small poster before Moon's voice snaps me out of it. Yeah. I quickly cover up the poster with the curtain before speed walking the Moon. The lights from the daycare shining onto the balcony cause Moon to transform into Sun, who waves at me. And I pick up the pace, going to stand next to him. Wasting no time, Sun picks me up and brings me back down to the desk. My mind wanders back to the poster. The only other detail I got from that was that the victim is 7 years old. Just a kid.
So, what do you think
Huh?
of what Moon told you about the bug?
Oh. It's a bit worrying. Must have been hard for you both. I mean, is the bug over? I don't even know. Probably just say this one. I think it must have been really hard for you two. Since Moon wasn't in control of himself, and you were basically isolated in here for what, weeks? Sun sighs as we walk to the desk, unhooking the cable from his back.
I don't really like thinking about it, but yeah. It does make me appreciate how things are now, though. It also makes me appreciate having Mooney around, too.
Mooney.
Not having him around for that long was not fun.
I shrug. Hey, I'd say you two at least learned something from it. Not that it completely cancels it out, but you know. Sun nods, smiling brightly as usual. I sigh, glancing at the remaining cables. I take my phone out of my pocket to check the time quickly. 5 a.m. Wow, it's already 5 a.m.? Well, I'm officially pulling an all-nighter. Nothing I'm unfamiliar with. That sucks. Whoop. 1, 2. Hopefully we're an hourly worker and not a contract. Get paid more. Is this the end of 4? Hold on. Okay. 6. I stay seated on the floor for a minute, stretching my arms above my head as I lay down on the cold, hard tile. Sleeping in that chair definitely didn't do my back any favors. I close my eyes for a minute to block out the fluorescent light pouring into my eyes. Not that it really helps. Hints of orange and yellow manage to break through. I stay like that for a minute until something blocks out the light. Opening them, I see Sun standing over me, hands on his knees.
Are you okay?
Probably not. I toss an arm over my eyes. Yeah, all good. It's so bright.
Need a hand?
I hear his footsteps as he moves around me. A good enough sign to peek out from under my arm as any. Sun's giving me his outstretched hand. Let's take his hand. Breathing out a laugh, I set my arm beside me and use my other to grab his. He smiles brightly as he pulls me up, putting his other hand on my shoulder for balance. Thanks.
No problem.
Sun gives me a pat on the shoulder before starting to walk back to the desk. I'm about to follow him, but I stop when I notice something. A few handprints on his back, along with bits of what I'm assuming is paint and marker ink. What? Sun,
Yes.
is that paint on your back?
Oh, that's nothing. You know how kids are.
Sun laughs bashfully, waving his hand. Well, yeah, I figured. Does the maintenance staff help you with that at least? All he does is fidget with his hands, eyes towards the computer. Well, that answers it. Ask why? Eyebrows furrowed, I follow Sun back to the desk. The staff really can't be bothered, huh?
Huh?
I lean over the desk, resting both my arms on it as I look up at him. I don't know, the way you've talked about the staff here, do they really care that little about you and Moon? Sun shrugs, trying to keep the mood up.
Well, we're not for everyone. Some don't mind us, others do, but we try.
Uh-huh. So you're sure it's fine? Sun nods, the bells on his wrists emitting a soft chime as he gives me a double thumbs up. Like the fawns. Hmm. You'd think whoever's at parts and services would be more on top of things.
Well, I'm sure they're busy. There's no need to bother them.
Every part of Sun's body is giving off a different signal. His hands wave everything off. His rays shrink back. Something wrong?
No,
No. I blink. Sun clearly knows that I'm not convinced.
just they're busy enough as is. Wouldn't want them worrying about us.
Is this about the bug? Sun staring at the floor, one hand fidgeting with the ribbons around his wrists. He nods. Well, you want to talk about it? If not, it's...
No. Mooney already let you in on it. It's only fair that I tell you some things too, right?
If you insist.
Well, while the daycare was closed, we weren't really seeing anyone. And of course, the staff didn't stick around long when they had to come in here. They mainly stopped by to install the generators and make sure they were working. To keep Moon away. And I heard some of them talking once. One of them asked if we really needed to keep both of us around after.
Oh. So that's why he doesn't like parts and services. He's still worried that they're going to get rid of Moon.
Everything's fine now. I know that. I still can't help but worry. I don't know if I can handle being completely alone here.
To be honest, I don't really see the point of having the two either, like them flipping back and forth. Moon did mention Sun being isolated for a while. But if the staff did all that just to keep Moon at bay, huh. Let's ask what Moon did. Let's pry. Let's get into this. If you don't mind me asking, what exactly did Moon do? Sun looks at me, silent. Just curious, since apparently the staff had to go to those lengths just to keep him out. It couldn't have been that bad, right? Can't help but wonder, you know? Sun lightly hugs himself as he looks towards the computer.
Maybe it would be better if Moon answered that.
I follow his gaze, the computer screen sitting idly, waiting for me to issue the usual command. I guess. Maybe I should try steering this conversation back on track. So, how do you feel about how things are now? What are we, this guy's therapist? I fidget with the scroll button on the computer mouse. Glancing at the time, we're already almost halfway through the hour. Didn't think my shift would include this much talking. At least that makes this job more interesting than sorting cables in silence.
I can definitely say I like how things are. It feels nice knowing everything is mostly back to normal.
That's good, at least. Sun suddenly grabs my shoulders and forces me to face the computer.
Keep going then. I don't want to keep you from your responsibilities for too long.
Fair enough. I look back at the time and sigh as Sun Sun sits on the desk again. For fuck's sake, I would have inhaled a whole bottle of melatonin pills if I knew I'd be up this late. Sun seems to do a double take, pointing at me like he wants to say something before backing off. What?
Language!
Oh no. I raise an eyebrow, cracking a slight smile at his antics. Son, I'm an adult, and there's no one around.
I know, just force of habit.
I snicker at that, even when he's not working. He has a filter. I try to make Sun cuss jokingly. That's cute. That's like... Both of these options are pretty bad. Let's call him cute. It's kind of cute. Sun says nothing for a moment, his rays spinning as he sits cross-legged on the desk.
What?
I shrug, checking my phone for any notifications. Just the fact that you don't cuss at all. You definitely could. It's not like you'd get in trouble for it. But you just, well, don't.
Well, I have to. I'd rather that than having the risk of saying something bad in front of the kids out of habit.
How about Moon? Does he have a 24-hour filter?
Well, I think the bug affected his filters a bit, so... It's not fun.
It kinda is. Sun silently puts both hands on either side of my head before gently making me turn to face the computer before letting go. I roll my eyes, once cracking a smile at his antics. Alright, see you in a bit. The usual, lights out, moon's out, sitting cross-legged on the desk.
Drop it. I'd rather not think about it.
Drop it, I'd rather not think about it? So about that filter.
Yes, I can say fuck. What about it?
I blink, not expecting that. Or at least not expecting him to do that so soon. Nothing. I step away from the desk, feeling a headache coming on, and I start walking towards the play structures. Thankfully, it feels like a normal, I only slept for 10 minutes headache and not the weird rabbit lady who's about to kill me headache. Never did I think I'd be happy for my headaches to be from lack of sleep, as if this night couldn't get any weirder. Moon hops off the desk and catches up with me. Honestly, I think I deserve workers' comp for this. Because I'm definitely not being paid enough to barely survive nearly being murdered by a woman in a rabbit onesie.
Don't joke like that.
Shush, I'm coping. Moving on.
That aside, you'd be lucky if they even believed you.
Moon makes a gesture asking me to follow him, and I tag along as he guides me towards the fourth generator.
Not that it's your fault. There's no what you would call urgent. Again, don't tell anyone I said that. I'm not trying to get scrapped anytime soon.
Yeah, good plan. I can faintly see the red light of the next generator behind the frame of the center structure. Just one more after this, and I'm home free. One more, and I'll get to leave. I'll leave not knowing when or if I'll see these two again. Might as well get any questions out of the way now. Hey, random question. Ask what the bug made him do, ask where it came from. Let's see what it made him do. The staff put these generators to deal with you, right? Moon says nothing for a bit. Doesn't even look at me as we make our way up the structure. He nods, really hoping this doesn't upset him. What happened exactly? Like, what did you even do? It could have been that bad, right? Silence. Moon stops. I also stop, remaining just a few feet away. Wait for him to say something. Anything. Moon? Nothing. He keeps his back turned to me.
It's better if I don't say.
What? Moon, it couldn't have been that bad.
And if it was,
I can't find a response for that. But if it really is as bad as he says. No, there's no way. I mean, you did say you had no control when.
drop it. I'd rather not think about it. Not now.
Can I at least ask why?
I don't like talking about it.
I keep quiet as Moon continues guiding me. My mind wanders back to the poster I saw in his room. I'm hoping that I'm just overthinking this and the poster being there is just an unfortunate coincidence. However, my thoughts are cut off when Moon suddenly turns and sits right next to the generator.
Your turn.
I nod, shuffling off and flipping the switch, listening to whatever motors and mechanisms are inside. Power on as the LED light flicks to green. 4 down, 1 to go. I turn off the generator as Moon makes a head start back out, and I scramble to follow him. Moon stands up straight, letting out what sounds like a sigh as he stretches his arms above his head. Robots don't need to stretch. For a moment, I'm reminded how tall he and Sun actually are. Just goes to show. Oh, sorry. Just as he goes right back to his usual slouched stance. Moon notices me looking and tilts his head slightly.
What?
Ask why he's that tall, complimenting his height. Why are you built like that? Christ, you're tall. Moon looks at me confused, like if I just asked if the sky is orange.
That's it?
Well, yeah. Didn't really think about it until now, but my god, you're built like a whole giraffe. Moon snickers at my comment, leaning back against the structure behind us.
Should I take that as a compliment?
Is this man like 8 feet tall or something? Yes, flirt. Yes, platonic. What? Okay. Sure. We're gonna flirt with the robot. That's what we're all here for. Moon crosses his arms, looking down at me while he waits for my response. Puppet man. Oh. Oh no. Jesus Christ, why is he looking at me like that? This is very awkward for me. Yeah. I give him an awkward thumbs up as if I didn't just forget how the English language works. Moon shakes his head, clearly entertained at my embarrassment.
Cute.
No way. He giggles to himself as he starts walking back to the desk. Jesus Christ. Am I really flirting with a robot right now? Maybe it's about time I do some serious introspection. Or I pretend that's entirely normal in hopes that it happens again. My god. No. Focus. I quickly snap myself out of whatever I was just experiencing. Of course, I follow him back, stopping at the computer.
Last one.
I know. Last one. It feels kind of weird knowing it's almost over. Earlier, it felt like I was making no progress, and now I'm about to be ready to leave for the night. Glancing at the clock, it reads 6 a.m. Oh no. Oh no. Whatever. Alright, I'm gonna try and pick the exact same stuff that I did. Okay, so I believe this is back. Okay, so I just picked completely different options and the game actually let me continue. It kind of sucks, but I just kind of clicked some other ones because I went back here twice with the same options, and for some reason just my combinations of options were just soft locking the game. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna call it good. We're just gonna keep on going with these options. This time we didn't flirt with the moon. We basically just did the opposite of everything that we picked in this last day. I guess Moon caught me staring at the computer. Puppet Man? Huh?
You think we'll see each other again after this?
I don't have an answer for that. I'm not the one in charge, so I don't really have control over where I work here. All I can really do is shrug and be honest with him. To be honest, I don't know. I have no choice in the matter.
You'd be surprised.
Doubt it. I'm about to switch the light back on when Moon's alarm goes off. He snaps his gaze to the massive doors next to the desk as the cable drops.
Give me some time to deal with this. If I'm not back in a few minutes, fix the next generator and get out.
Oh wow. I don't get a chance to respond before Moon leaves in a hurry, hovering above the barriers and disappearing from sight. Time to play the waiting game, I guess. I wonder what he got alerted to anyway. It can't be that kid again, right? Actually, now that I think about it, I know next to nothing about that whole mess. Could be worth asking Vanessa about. About 10 minutes pass while I scroll away on my phone, trying to kill time and wait for Moon to return. I'm not sure what counts as a few minutes, but it's starting to feel like too much time. Is it smart to try leaving this place alone when Moon was alerted? I don't know. He did say to get out if he didn't come back soon, though. You know what? The longer I'm here by myself, the more of a sitting duck I am. Chances are, I can make a mad dash out and tell Moon some other time that I didn't feel safe sticking around. I make sure to set the command to turn the lights on before gathering my stuff and leaving it by the desk for me to grab when I'm done. I make a quick drop next to the last few cables. Okay. So like I said, I was trying to say earlier, guys, we're probably not going to get the ending that I was going to get organically. I'm not sure I'm going to get all the endings in this game anyway, just because it's kind of long. But this is a really interesting game. Where the hell does this cord go? So just... What? Oh, I'm dumb. I'm trying to follow it from here. This one. This one. This one. And then this one. I hop up onto my feet before speed walking to the desk to turn the lights off for the last time. Keeping a tight grip on my flashlight, I speed walk to the structures to find the final generator. I can kind of narrow down where it would be after having to help Moon and finding them 4 separate times. It's a bit of a process and I can make a few wrong turns here and there, but I'm able to find it on my own. Flipping the switch, a wave of relief washes over me when the LED flashes to green and the generator's powers on without any problems. I can't read. With the last test run done, I flip the switch back off and waste no time getting out of the structure and back to my desk. I press the button on the wall to open the door, bag in hand, and walk out while constantly checking my surroundings for anything that looks suspicious. A staff-only door enters my view, and my pace quickens to a jog. I use my temporary ID to get in, finally ending my night here and being free to go home. After another staff-only door, I'm met with the cool night air. Once I step into the massive parking lot, we actually left, which I was not expecting. Sparsely placed cars force the space to look a little less brazen. A few lampposts illuminate the way to my own car. Another headache rears its ugly head, but I consider it another effect of my 10 minutes of sleep. Key in hand, I slow my pace as I'm nearing the driver door. My head feels light when I press the button on my key to unlock the door. I grab the handle and notice something in the reflection of my driver door's window. Red eyes. Spinning around, I try swinging my fist at the familiar rabbit. So we tried to hit them with the spinning back fist. She dodges. My vision becomes clouded in red and white. She violently grabs me by the neck, pinning me against the car door, and I'm unable to move. I try to claw at her costumed hands as she gets disturbingly close to my face, her eyes practically blinding. It is only then that she speaks.
Are you having fun yet?
Whoa! It just ended. Guys, I'm not actually sure if that was an ending, but anyway, I'm out of time for now, so I'm gonna end this episode here. I might play this again, just to see if I can get like the pure sun route or pure moon route or something. I'm not actually sure why that kicked me back to the hour select. Just straight doesn't work. Yeah, I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure, because if I load, yeah, this is the same save. Okay. Um, yeah, I'll leave this episode here. This game, um, I actually enjoyed playing through it. I enjoyed the story of it. It's a little like, you know, just like a fun little visual novel. I don't know. How do I describe this? It's like, it appeals to me because I like the games where you're just like stuck working a dead-end job and then like something interesting happens, and that's appealing to me because I've worked several crappy jobs, and you always wish something happens that's interesting, but in my case, like, nothing ever did, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, I will leave a link to the game down in the description if you want to go play through it and look for some of the endings. It is kind of glitchy, there's some bugs, but, you know, it strikes me as a passion project, so. Alright, goodbye.